listen.
Starting off my prop, I'm using this U-channel stuff, and I just screwed it together, two big pieces, and then I got this base. You can probably buy it at the hardware store. Fits two of them. I just screwed them in with them. They got some backing little nuts for this kind of channel. And the reason why I went so heavy with it, instead of just using wood, is because I'm gonna put pneumatics too. So that's why this is so heavy, because it's gonna be a scissor prop, and I'm gonna mount it to that piece of wood, which I should use something a little bigger, but I'm just using that piece of wood now, and then I'll just take that wood and put it on something more heavy duty in the future. I don't have anything right now, so that's where I'm at. Let's get started. What I did was I pre-drilled some holes right here so I can put this, these wheels, casters or whatever come in real handy. I took it all apart, this and that. I'm going to screw them in right here, and that's going to be part of the scissor prop. And I'm not going to show you how I made the scissor prop, because I already have a tutorial on that. There's like 1,000 tutorials of how to connect these together and how to make them, so I didn't see it was necessary to do that. I mean, if you guys need me to show you how to do it again, I can, but there's a lot of them out there. And all you have to type in the scissor prop and, you know, how-to scissor prop. There'll be tons of them out there, tutorials. But basically, I'll just give you like a rough rundown. I grabbed all these poles that I cut down, made them all the same exact size, and 1 inch from each end. I drilled a hole, and then I measured the middle, drilled a hole in the middle, and did that to every one. And then I connected them all using a bolt, nylon washer, and a nylon nut. That way I can tighten it down just enough to where I get it to move freely, but it's not sloppy. So, okay, I screwed that into the caster bracket. I used a bolt, 2 washers, and then a nylon nut at the end. So that way it's going to come out pretty far, but I'm not going to use all of that. I probably could take off like this whole section. I'm only coming out, you know, like this far on the prop, but I can make it go as far as I want just on the stroke of the cylinder, so it could use all of this but only come out this far. But I mean, if I wanted it to, you know, you could see that it could come way out, but I don't want to have to put the prop so far back, otherwise it's going to kill somebody when they walk by. So I only want it to come out like this far. I got this cylinder. I bought this little end on here. It's got a little swivel, so you know that'll take up any tightness or slack or misalignment just a little bit. And I made this plate here, little L bracket, and I drilled a hole through for this, and I made this plate right here, drilled the screws in there, and it's going to mount right here. I got this flipped over so I can get to it, but that's going to go right here. I'm going to drill this right in here, and that's going to be the bottom part. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do it a bunch of different ways, but I think this is the simplest. You know what I mean? Just mount the cylinder there. Done, you know, moves in, moves out, and then just got to figure out something to put on the end. And we'll see how it goes. All right, so I got that bracket I made put on. Man, it works nice and smooth. Man, pretty happy where it turned out. I mean, I used, you know, just for a recap, I used this as a caster, took the wheel off. On the one end, I found this L bracket, some weird ass L bracket that I found, and I cut it off and, you know, made some holes, screwed it down, and then I screwed it to the channel. These are always nice right here if you're doing pneumatics, because you can increase or decrease the speed in which it shoots out and comes back. So if you can run, you know, if you come across these and you have them, man, definitely use these to control your prop rather than trying to control it in any way. This is the best way to do it. And the prep that I had, the cylinder that I had, came with one of these. You know, so it was super easy. I mean, you know, if you got the parts and or you want to order the parts, you want to make it super easy, yeah, get this, because this is nice. It's got a little swivel in there, so if there's any fudging, you know, it'll rock and it gives a little bit. You know, myself, I'm a hacker, so I take this caster, I drill a hole right in the middle of this, and I put it right on the end of that and screw it in. You know, that would be my bracket. But since I had that sucker, I used it, and man, it's nice too. You know, there's a lot of people that do props way better than me, and you know, use the good stuff. But I found this really super thin aluminum. They were throwing this away at work, and I was like, shit, man, I'll use that for something. And so what I did was screwed it through, and I'm going to put it in between the bars. I'm not going to put it on the outside. It doesn't really fit that good. So what I'm going to do is, since when I close it all up, I get that angle that comes out, I'm going to take it and notch it out like this. Well, not that far, but notch it like this so it goes all the way in flat. It doesn't now because this won't slide in between this bolt, but if it wasn't for this bolt, then it would slide right in, which is perfect. And then for this, I'm just gonna slot it, you know, get the jigsaw and just cut a slot in it, and then put washers and screws in, so that will slide up and down as this comes out. And then I'll be able to mount my prop right to this plate, and it's pretty thin. I'll be able to go through it nice and easy, and it'll be sturdy enough to. Okay, I didn't want to put you through the whole sawing part. I drilled a hole here and a hole here, and then marked it off, and I jigsawed across. And this is going to be my slide for the bottom part of the scissor prop. You'll see when I get it all hooked up. And then I cut this part out so it'll go in farther. You'll see when I put it on. Fits right over that bushing. So see that little teeny little gap? That's the only thing that's going to ride up in here. So it's perfect. So I'm going to tighten it all down, and I kind of tighten it here, and then that's the whole scissor prop's all, you know, it's all working. It's like the easiest one I ever did. It's pretty damn simple, man. All right, so I got it all tightened down, and it works pretty good. Perfect. And like I said before, what I like about this is I got this L bracket, this small aluminum, so it's gonna be easier to work with. You know, when I put my skeleton and with the rot on it, you know, I can get some tapping screws. It'll go in there nice and easy. Man, I hate doing a lot of drilling and all that shit because it's so thin, and it's still strong. It's perfect. Okay, I was trying to figure out what the best way to get some head movement with this type of setup that I got, because it's really close to the neck. And what I found was I found some cabinet hinges. I mean, it had another piece here to connect to the cabinet, but I cut it off. But it's already got this riveted arm in there, and then I just made an L bracket right here, and I'm gonna screw that right to the head. And let me show you. I'm sorry, it's just hard to film stuff with one hand. But this will attach here. When the piston goes in, it'll just move his head back and forth. Pretty simple. I mean, it's... Alright, so I got the head on, so that's gonna... I can't do it with one hand, but that's gonna move his head back and forth like that. And I cut some 4.5, 12-inch. Of course, I put a 90s on. I got these on there. That's where my joints are going to be. Now I could have heat gunned them, squeezed them together, did the whole thing. But I seen these online, so I bought them. They're pretty cool. It's from like Zorocon or whatever. But I got a bunch of these, and I think I'm gonna just use these for the whole prop, because I'm gonna get his arms moving with pneumatics, and I think that'll work good. And okay, I had to make these some little brackets right here. Just a piece of aluminum. I put some holes in those, and because I want his arms to come all the way up to his chest, so I just added that there, and I'm still going to get the movement I want. Now I could get it here, but see, I just wanted, I mean, it's almost good, but I just wanted it closer to his chest, so I added this little aluminum piece here, because I wanted it like up close. There it is all together. See, I can move the arm as far as I want up. Well, I gotta put the cylinder on, so it's gonna stick out a little bit. But I like it. I like the way it looks. And these were amazingly cheap, so. Well, I took my jigsaw and cut some little parts out of here, because I got this whole square piece of aluminum. And what I made with it was these little pieces right here, so I could screw through. Then I made another little piece right here to go on the end. I mean, I still got to clean it up. It's got a lot of nasty burrs on it, but yeah, I like that square stock because I can make my own little parts. I mean, I'd rather buy them, but I don't have that option right now. So I make my own little parts, and I got this up here. I'm going to mount it to this, and that's going to be the arm movement. See, just use what you got in your shop. You know, just figure it out. So, but it's looking pretty good so far. So I got to do this one. I got to screw this in. Then I got to do the other arm, and I'll update you at that point. Okay, just to recap, I use this on both ends of the joint. Okay, I have a piece of aluminum that I made this piece here with. Of course, I drilled the holes in it and made the screw, put the screws in and all that. And then I have another one of them. And then for these pieces, I use this stock right here. And that gave, and I just cut it in half, and it gave me these pieces right here. Okay, and then I had another little piece of steel with made an L bracket, screwed it all the way through, and there you go. It's pretty good. A little squeaky though, but I think the squeaky's from back here. Okay, I'm gonna do the other one. I'm not gonna vlog the other one because I just showed you how to do this one. Okay, first of all, I got 2 solenoids for the pneumatics, and I got these bleeders right here, and these bleeders are going to control how fast the prop moves, but just by turning these the exhaust ports, and that's going to let me control how fast the arms move, how fast the neck moves, and how fast the scissor prop moves. Like the scissor prop, if you want it to move out fast and then come back nice and slow, so it doesn't slam, that's what these bleeders are for. And it's got a muffler on it too, so it cuts down on all the air blast, because there's nothing worse than having a prop with a bunch of these help out a lot when it comes to that. I mean, it doesn't muffle it all the way, but it does some. So that's what I got so far. And what I'm going to do is I'm hooking an air line to this, and I drilled right through my plate here, and I got all the burrs off so I doesn't cut my line. And then I did that from the pull in, and this one I connected to the pull in as well, but I wanted to put it over here, so I'm going to take this off and put it over there. That way both arms do, one arm goes up, one arm goes down, so I kind of messed up and got to put this over here. But that's where I'm at so far. Okay, so I got the T's on. It's going through each one. Like this would be the arm draw-in line here, and it comes up, goes through a T, goes to the other side, and it goes to this here, so it draws out. So each arm's going to do something different. One's go up, one's going to go down. And I did the same thing with this one. When this one goes down, it's going to come across, goes through this bottom T here, and comes through here. So then after that, I put a T in here on the main feed lines, because this will have two lines coming right to the cylinder here, boom, boom. And I put the T there so I could operate the neck. Now, seeing that it's such a small cylinder, I don't think I'm going to have a hard time regulating the arms, because this is so small, it probably won't take up that much air. If not, I'll control it with these bleeders to give it, more air or less air. And what I'll do is extend this out and give myself enough line to where I don't get kinked in the scissor prop, and then put the lines in like a cover or something, just so I don't get kinked up. Then I'm going to take these two lines and hook it to these two lines here, and then okay, I got the top solenoid going to the scissor solenoid. When I turn this on, if it goes out right away and I want it to stay in, I could just switch these two lines apart, so that's no problem. I won't know until I turn it on. Fill it with air, I'll know, because the scissor prop will automatically go out. And if that happens, I'll shut the air off, and then I'll switch these around, switch the lines around. And that goes the same for the arms. But the arms ain't really going to matter, because either one arm's up, one arm's down, it doesn't matter. So I got them lines hooked up to here, and I have these coming here. This way, when this extends, I have enough line to go all the way out. And then maybe I'll tie them off a little bit here. I'm not sure. So that's it. Okay, the outlines come, and I put these regulators on here so I can control how much pressure is going to the arm's neck and how much pressure, and I got it on the other solenoid too, so I can control the pressure to see how much pressure I need to take out the scissor prop. And then both these lines come down into a T. I use a lot of freaking T's, man, into this little block that I made for testing my props, and then I'm going to give it a little test and see what happens. The line's hooked up. I'm going to test it with this here. So we got the arms working. Works out perfect. And then the scissor prop. See, I got it going out, coming back nice and slow. I mean, I could have it push out faster, but I'm going to leave it at that right now. Probably when I put everything on it, the corpsing and all that stuff, I'll probably have to increase the pressure. I got it all screwed in. I kind of pivoted a little bit and made the legs not quite the same. So it's still gonna be a puppet. I'm gonna have the strings hanging up, on the ceiling, and on the knees and stuff. Strings are gonna just be looser, so the prop could actually come out. So now I'll show you what it looks like with the air on it, and then I'm gonna start putting the body. I think I'm gonna do it on the next vlog. Okay, so now that we got it all together, I offset the legs a little bit, offset the shoulders a little bit, just so it don't look so uniformed. Here's what the arms and heads looks like, and here's what the scissor prop looks like. and it goes back nice and slow. One more time. There you go. And it goes back nice and slow. And if you notice with the, thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. And if you notice with the silencers and with the valve controls on these solenoids, you don't get all the air exhaust on them. You know, that what makes it a lot better. So
Listen.
That's